Chops Builders, single note technique lessons.
Okay, so chop builders, what we're going to talk about, and sorry guys, but there it is. Download your PDF for this. The link is in the description. And this is kind of a spin-off of the Rethinking scales. Actually, we didn't do this in the Rethinking scales live class that we did. But something I did at camp, and I really want to make sure you it's such a simple idea, but it, God, where'd it go now? It's a simple idea, but like anything simple, it can be made complex. And it can be a very useful tool. And what we're going to talk about is trichords. Now, not triads. Triads are three notes played at the same time. A trichord is three consecutive notes. And usually they're consecutive, meaning they're the next step up. So what does that mean? Well, it means that you only got three notes. You're like a tetrachord is four notes, right? And scales are made up of two tetrachords, right? Major, minor, minor, major, whatever, two tetrachords. Trichords make up scales as well. And if we focus on some of these, I think you'll see that it's a pretty cool thing. So first, let's take a look at a major tetrachord. A major tetrachord, quite simply, is two whole steps. Now, the thing about these little deals, that's the measure one. Measure two has a different fingering. Measure three has a different fingering. Measure four, because of the B string exception, has a different fingering. And so like this, this fingering of these three notes could all be done. Right? Now, you're going to say, Rich, what is this, like guitar preschool? Kind of. But this is guitar college, right? And we're gonna just start on this. Three notes, that's all it is. A major tetrachord. Now a minor tetrachord would be a whole step and a half step. And we're gonna start it on the second note of the F scale. So it'd be, so there's one fingering, or it could be, or it could be, or it could be, or it could be, all of those are valid fingerings for a minor tetrachord. Now, I don't always have to play it on the high E strings, right? It could be down here. It doesn't matter. The fact is, it's a minor tetrachord. Now, the next one we're going to look at is called a modal tetrachord, and I call it that because of a lack of a better term. A modal tetrachord is like an inverted minor tetrachord. In other words, the half step comes first, and then the whole step. So from the note A, it's half step, whole step. And it could be fingered like that, or it could be fingered like this. Or it could be fingered like this. Up. Jeez. Right? Remember, we have the B string exception there. All right, so those are our three tetrachords that we are going to use today. Okay, now within, if you take a look at this.
Do you keep saying tetrachords when
Oh,
you
did
mean trichords? You've
Oh.
been saying tetrachords this whole time, and everyone's like,
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Trichords. Correct me when I say that. Sorry. You know, the mind is a terrible thing, and the mouth is even worse. So, okay, a major tetrachord within a scale looks like this. First a major, then a minor, then a modal, then a major, then a major, then a minor, then a modal. So, major, minor, modal, major, major, minor, modal. Now, what that fingering is just all on one string, obviously, right? We don't have to play it like that, but that's the way it is. Just it's easier to see. Now, by focusing on just the major tetrachords in the key, you could create a line like this. In other words, if I'm in the key of F, remember G minor, like a modal thing, would be in the key of F, right? You know? So, in the key of F, wherever there's an F note, wherever there's a B flat note, wherever there's a C note, I can play a major trichord. I could play the major trichords wherever, you know, all over the neck, wherever you want. Now, check this out. So here's a line that I wrote out. Whoops. Sorry. I looked at the wrong thing. Major, major, major. All right, so major, major. Now, if I'd laid down a track, let's say, just something simple. that was just using the major trichords within the key of F. See how that works? It's kind of cool, huh? And you can see that F, the key of F, is all over the neck. It's all over the place. Wherever you can find an F, a B flat, and a C, and play a major tetrachord, a major trichord, sorry, then you're doing great. Everything's going to fit. It's going to fit just quite nicely. Let's take a look at the next one now. Measure 22, it says, focusing only on the second and the sixth of the key, which are the two minor ones, you create a line like this. Or you could, which is, here is a minor tetrachord on G, not a tetrachord, a minor trichord on G, minor trichord on D, on G, on D, on G, on D, and then ended on a G note, if you will. So now I got okay. So let me play the track. So that's all my, wherever there's a G and a D, wherever there's a G, wherever there's a D, you play a minor trichord on it. And bibbly bobbly, it's going to work nice. It's going to work sweet. Okay, that would work over a B flat chord to, the 4 chord in the key, or even the 5 chord in the key. It doesn't matter. A key is a center, a tonal center. Half the key is the tonal center. In other words, the 1, the 3, and the 6. The other half, the other 4 chords, the 2, 4, 5, 7, are the chords that point towards the tonal center. So it's all one big giant mess. So let me clear that. And I'm going to play just a C7. C. Oops. Now Now that was the first one I played, the key of F, right? Just now the minors. boop, 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 boop. Rock on. Okay.
Dan Anthony says, "Can't you play any chord trichord tones over any other chord as long as they're in the both in the key?"
So, everything's going to have a quality of sound. So everything is either quantity or quality. Quantity is the makeup, 357, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. Quality is the way it sounds. So, yeah, pretty much you can do anything, okay? Because it's all in the same key, just like you said. But if you focus on just the majors, you focus on just the minors, and now we're going to focus on the modal ones. And that way it's got a little more continuity to it. But you experiment. Absolutely. It's all going to work. All right. The next one is focusing on the third and the seven. So the third in the key of F is an A, and the seven is E. And what we have here is we have let's hear it with this. Now again, that was over C7. But listen what it sounds like over an F. Okay, so the trichords can be mixed up in any fashion you want. There's no rules. It's just certain ones have a different quality of sound against certain chords than others, So it's up to you. So, you could take, let's say we take the 2 chord, which is minor, and we take the 4 chord, which is major, and we get this. All right. Or let's take the 2 chord and and the 6 chord. Your battery's running low.
You're fine. I'm good.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how it works. The trichords open up the fretboard, make it easy to see the fretboard, and you can limit your improv to using those, and then you're good. You get some, 3 notes is all you need. Sometimes just 3 notes. So. That's kind of a neat little dealy bob, you know. So those are 2 E's in a row, 2 A's in a row. Okay, get the idea? Okay, well, Wes, I think this concludes our chop builder lesson for today. Oh, wait a minute, one more time before we leave is this. Practice this on 1 string, going. And now we're going to go to the key of F, or key of G, major, minor, modal, major, major. It sounds out of tune because now we're in the key of F, right? Minor, modal, A flat. D flat, or a E flat. B flat, major, minor, modal, major, major, minor, modal, and back to F. Yeah, practice that. That's a great chop builder. So chops not only mean your hands, it means your brain too. You got to have a chop builder for the brain. So hope that helps you. This concludes our lesson for today.
Chops Builders, single note technique lessons.